Promoters, here is a chance to boost your event or fete with MTV's irresistible television advertising specials. Book now and be wowed with party deals and good advertising coverage. Call our sales and marketing department on 440-8171 or via WhatsApp on 455-718. You can also send an email at mtvmarketinggd@gmail.com. Terms and conditions apply.
Notice is hereby given that the 39th Annual General Meeting of Nexa Credit Union Limited will be held at the Crown Ballroom, Radisson Beach Resort, Grand Anse, St. George, with simultaneous streaming on Zoom. The meeting commences at 2 p.m. Tuesday, 27th June 2023 for the following purposes: to receive the report of the Board of Directors and other committees for 2022, to receive the audit financial report for 2022, to elect members to the Board of Directors and other committees, to discuss and approve the budget for 2023, to appoint auditors and fix their remuneration, to act on such matters as may come before the 39th Annual General Meeting. All members are invited to attend either in person or via Zoom. You can register at any branch via telephone 440-1354, using the registration link www.nexacreditunion.com/AGM or by sending an email to marketing@nexacreditunion.com.
Scene 2, take 1 and action.
Situationship, no relationship.
I Am Mass. I Am Mass, the movie, Netflix banned. On Saturday, July 8th, the epic movie saga will continue. Gates open 10 p.m. Showtime midnight, National Stadium. But it's more mass. I Am Mass 2023, the movie, Netflix banned.
Grenbeck Community Partnership Initiative.
WASH, it's our water, sanitation and hygiene project whereby we seek to address some of the sanitation issues at our primary schools here on island to create comfortable washroom environments for our students and the staff in general and ensure that there is water available throughout. Thank you so much, Grenbeck. On behalf of the Rotary Club of Grenada East, we are sincerely thankful for your sponsorship for making these projects a reality.
This is the MTV Evening News for Wednesday, the 21st of June, with the news headlines coming to you in association with Courts Grenada Limited.
We got stoves, cook it, fry it, bake it, stew it, poach it, eat it, drink it, slurp it. At Courts, you can get it. We got fridges, slurp it, chill it, freeze it, store it, crisp it, pack it, and stack it. At Courts, you can get it. Wash or dryer it, wash it, fluff it, spin it, dry it, clean it, fold it, wear it, assort it, and soak it. Rinse it, load it. SDA gon' make you blend it, crush it, toast it. At Courts, you can get it.
Coming up in the news this evening, Jaheim George is assisting police with investigations surrounding the death of Rickelson Toussaint. A decrease in dengue cases recorded. Grenadian citizens to receive expedited visa processing for Canada. And in sport, GFA furnished with a new medical and physiotherapy room. We'll have details when we come back, along with the public forecast information. So right after the break, so stay with us.
The first segment of the MTV Evening News comes to you compliments Nexa Credit Union. With you wherever your road leads.
Freedom is driven to pursue that passion that keeps you up at night and makes you smile in your sleep. Freedom is bold to embrace the possibilities that can open up your world and conquer new heights. Freedom is fabulous with bits and pieces that enhance the quality of your life. Freedom is what you do with the flexibility to change path or direction when you need to. Freedom breeds ambition and purpose while having loads of fun along the way. But most of all, freedom is well deserved for the road traveled and the journey still to come. Unleash your freedom with Nexa Credit Union. Offer ends August 31st, 2023. Call us on 440-1354 or visit our website to pre-apply. Apply now. Freedom awaits.
Good evening, I'm Tony Julian with the details. Jaheim George, also known as Nurse, a construction worker of St. Patrick, is currently assisting police with investigations surrounding the stabbing death of Rickelson Toussaint, a 22-year-old resident of Riverside. The incident occurred on Tuesday evening in St. Patrick, just a few feet from the Sauters police station. MTV News visited the families of both the accused and the deceased, who did not wish to appear on camera, but they did say that the two young men had been engaged in previous altercations and that they believed that it was an act of vengeance.
One man is dead and another is assisting police with the investigation into a stabbing incident that took place in St. Patrick last evening. The incident took place on Tuesday, 20th June 2023 at Main Street, Sauters, St. Patrick. It resulted in the death of Rickelson Toussaint, 20-year-old of Riverside, St. Patrick. According to police, one man is presently in police custody. In a telephone interview with MTV News, the aunt of the deceased, Kenisha Toussaint, who is currently off island, says it is an unfortunate situation that her nephew is no longer alive.
One of the sweetest little boy you would ever meet. Rickelson don't trouble nobody. Everything is a joke for Rickelson. Always laughing. Everything is just laughing. And about 6 weeks ago, he got stabbed. Two guys just right in front Calico. And, I called him and I was talking to him and I tell him, Rickelson, I hope you're not into no gang thing. He said, no, I don't know who them boy and them just, fronting me all the time.
However, she says the accused and the deceased had previous altercations.
2 years ago, that was like Easter Monday, we had a confrontation in that way with one of our cousins, and my son was there, and the guy ended up stabbing my son in his shoulder, his arm. He got a stab in his head that's still giving him problem and stuff like that, And that kind of bring a kind of thing between, the boys where they wanted to kill him and all that. At one time he was so scared for his life because they keep coming around the house. He started walking with a knife, right? And the police stop and search him and saw him with a knife. So he had to do community service for that. So he has to be doing it in Sauters and he has to go and sign. When they stabbed him, we tried to get them to, tell him if he could not come and sign in Sauters because it's I don't know, they just wanted him.
Previous reports was made to the police by Toussaint, and according to Kenisha Toussaint, they are disappointed with the police response.
But the police and them, I don't know, the police system in Grenada, it's just I don't know what to say. I'm just so disappointed,
She says her nephew will be remembered as a quiet and humble man. MTV News, Donessa Pancho.
Meanwhile, criminal defense attorney Anselm Cloughton says that there's an escalation in youth violence in Grenada, including throughout the Caribbean, which is cause for grave concern. Cloughton is therefore calling for a general amnesty in relation to gun violence. He also indicated that the state of the economy in Grenada could also be a leading factor in violence among young people.
Criminal defense attorney Anselm Cloughton says all persons holding an unlicensed firearm should be invited to surrender it to the Commissioner of Police.
Because there's just too many unlicensed firearms around, and that breeds gun violence. We saw what happened in a fellow CARICOM member state, Jamaica. They had to institute what is called a gun code. We would not wish to have this here. So that my suggestion as an initial first step in controlling the distribution, sale, and use of firearms, especially unlicensed firearms, because most of the crimes are committed with unlicensed firearms.
According to Cloughton, there should be a general amnesty for which unlicensed firearm holders could be paid between $300 to $500 to surrender it, and no criminal charges should be slapped against them. He says in that way it will reduce the number of unlicensed firearms in the country.
A general amnesty should be instituted with the hope and encouragement that those persons who are now unlawful holders will surrender it with impunity and with a modest payment. That should at least decrease the number of firearms at large in the public.
Curtis Thomas of Guava Estate, St. John, is calling for assistance from the relevant authorities. According to him, he's been facing threats for quite some time now as a result of his property being vandalized by animals, an act, he says, that has been ongoing since the year 2021. He said he made several complaints to the court, but was, however, met with disappointments.
Just before I go, there's a gentleman that take a cattle in mine, and as far as I understand, he claiming that he ponged the animal, and therefore there's supposed to be a certain amount of days time for a person to keep an animal, an impounded animal, inform the person, the owner, and let them know what it is, bring a valuator to value the damage and bring an estimation of the damage to present it to the owner, and the cost of the damage the person would pay. And no such thing had brought forward to me all up to today. I made several attempts to speak to police officers, especially the hierarchies, and none is responding to me. No one is responding, and it's about time I get reward, answer and satisfaction for my animal.
In other news this evening, there were reports of high cases of dengue recorded just about 2 months ago. However, the Chief Medical Officer, or CMO, Dr. Sean Charles, during a press briefing on Wednesday, noted that in recent times there has been a decrease.
So far, I'm pleased to report that for the past 4 weeks, we have noted progressive decreases in the number of cases of dengue. All right, we have noted progressive decreases in the number of cases of dengue. This is a positive sign. All right, but we are mindful that we are in the rainy season, and there are many opportunities that mosquitoes can find to breed and spread the disease as a result.
Dr. Charles also noted that this decrease can be attributed to the measures that were implemented and adhered to by the public. Grenada can now test for dengue using PCR, and samples have been sent to CARFA, as was indicated by Dr. Charles.
We do have the capacity to do testing here locally. We've recently acquired the capacity to test using PCR. We have sent samples almost weekly to CARPA. So far, we have not identified the serotype.
Okay.
We have not identified the serotype. We're still, there is a very narrow window within which the sample must be collected so that the virus can be isolated. So we are still working to narrow that down. The thing is, many persons come to receive care, maybe outside of that window. All right. We still conduct the testing. We do serological testing where we identify the immunoglobulins in the that is circulating in their blood to confirm that they have dengue, and this testing is done locally. We send samples weekly to CARPA for testing.
Another development here, and it's all due to the expected rainfall impact from Tropical Storm Brett. Well, the producers of Community Forum took a decision to postpone tonight's program. That decision was taken to ensure that employees and the operating equipment are safe. Community Forum will be resumed next Wednesday at the same time. MTV wishes to encourage the general public to ensure all the necessary family emergency measures are in place and listen to credible sources for weather information. It's the MTV Evening News Wednesday. That's the first segment. We'll be back with more after the break.
The first segment of the MTV Evening News came to you in association with Nexa Credit Union, with you wherever your road leads.
Freedom is driven to pursue that passion that keeps you up at night and makes you smile in your sleep. Freedom is bold to embrace the possibilities that can open up your world and conquer new heights. Freedom is fabulous, with bits and pieces that enhance the quality of your life. Freedom is what you do with the flexibility to change path or direction when you need to. Freedom breeds ambition and purpose while having loads of fun along the way. But most of all, freedom is well-deserved for the road traveled and the journey still to come. Unleash your freedom with Nexa Credit Union. Offer ends August 31st, 2023. Call us on 440-1354 or visit our website to pre-apply. Apply now. Freedom awaits.
Big money, money, money. $3,000 every week for 3 months.
What?
Yes, it's the NLA's Crazy Cash Giveaway Promotion. Every week from April 11th to June 30th, 3 lucky Daily Games customers will randomly win $1,000 each week. Imagine winning as much as $36,000 in 12 weeks.
How?
Spend $12 in a single purchase on Daily Cash 4, Daily Pick 3, or Playway. Look for the words Cash Winner on your tickets to collect $1,000. The more you spend $12 on your favorite daily games, the more chances you have to win. Must be 18 or older to participate. All prizes must be collected by July 7th, 2023. Other terms and conditions apply. See stores for details. NLA, making your dreams come true. Big money, money, money.
loved one passes on, we all need the comfort, support, and guidance of a trusted friend. You can rely on LaCour Brothers Funeral Home. We provide a personalized professional service that exceeds all expectations. Our dedicated staff responds to your every need with the greatest detail, ensuring affordability with a variety of options. Our upgraded state-of-the-art facilities, spacious air-conditioned chapel with live internet streaming, a modern, environmentally safe crematorium, the only of its kind on island, private viewing spaces, large on-site repast center, a modern transportation fleet. Join our burial society today and make personalized arrangements for that final moment as you prepare to enter your loved one into eternal rest. Visit or call LaCour Brothers Funeral Home and select a package that brings added comfort to the entire family. LaCour Brothers Funeral Home and Burial Society, continuing a tradition of excellence.
GRENDEC Community Partnership Initiative.
WASH, it's our water, sanitation and hygiene project whereby we seek to address some of the sanitation issues at our primary schools here on island to create comfortable washroom environments for our students and the staff in general and ensure that there is water available throughout. Thank you so much, GRENDEC. On behalf of the Rotary Club of Grenada East, we are sincerely thankful for your sponsorship for making these projects a reality.
Welcome back. Grenadians now qualify for the Canada Plus or CAN Plus visa program. That's for expedited visa processing for citizens of Grenada who have held Canadian visas over the past 10 years or who currently hold a valid U.S. visa. The CAN Plus visa program should not, however, be confused with the Electronic Travel Authorization or ETA program for countries that no longer require a visa to travel to Canada. Under the new CAN Plus visa program, for which Grenada qualifies, Grenadian applicants will still need to apply for visas to Canada, even if they hold valid U.S. visas or held Canadian visas in the past 10 years. The CAN Plus visa program is designed specifically to expedite the processing of visitor visas for citizens of eligible countries like Grenada, who either visited Canada in the past 10 years or who currently hold a valid non-immigrant U.S. visa. According to Ms. Sarah Final, representative from Immigration, Refugees and Citizenship Canada, IRCC, CAN Plus presents a unique opportunity for an easy, efficient and smooth path for Grenadian visa applications to be processed in a short time. As per the regulations of Canada's Immigration, Refugee and Citizenship Canada Department, under the CAN Plus visa application program, the processing of visa applications is accelerated, and a decision usually arrives within 10 days from the date of the actual application. As part of the Ministry of Mobilization, Implementation and Transformation's agenda, they have engaged in a transformative drive to enhance the aesthetics of the Port Highway. Through this initiative, Métis Marichaud Community College, TAMCC, was engaged, and on Friday, the students presented their ideas to the MIT Minister and stakeholders, including vendors who are currently operating in that area. But let's get more details in this report.
As part of the Ministry of Mobilization, Implementation and Transformation's transformational agenda, a number of different areas are being looked at to have the aesthetics improved. The transformational agenda began with the Kirani James Boulevard and the area around the lagoon. Following an internship program which included 2 students from the T.A. Marichaud Community College, some ideas on how to develop the Port Highway and the Kirani James Boulevard were presented last Friday. Speaking more about this project was the Permanent Secretary at the Ministry of Mobilization, Implementation and Transformation, Perron Johnson.
So as part of the internship, we had challenged them to bring to life one of our visible transformation, two actually, of our visible transformation project. One, that being the Kirani James Boulevard, and secondly, the Port Highway. And we were delighted with the presentation that we saw today, how two female in a male-dominated field were able to basically indicate to us their transformative ideas as to what the Port Highway should look like if we embrace their project.
The PS spoke about the stakeholders who were present at Friday's presentation.
What we tried to do was to have broad-based partnership in terms of the stakeholders that were here. So we also have the persons who are currently vending at the Port Highway. We also had persons from the various ministries, the Ministry of Tourism, we had solid waste, we had health, we ensured that the participation was broad-based. Even the private sector that have indicated to us that they have interest in partnership with us in this transformative initiative.
Our news team also spoke to the two students who presented, Tori Caliste and Torian Primus.
So today we gave a presentation on the concept for both the properties of Kirani James Boulevard and Port Highway.
We have been working with the Ministry of Mobilization, Implementation and Transformation for 6 weeks for our second year internship last semester. They told us what they wanted and we basically gave them our take on it. So they just told us the building and the structures they wanted, and we designed it and took into consideration the sustainable factors and all other factors considered.
MIT Minister Honorable Andy Williams told our news team that this is just the beginning of more transformations to come. Notably, the designs presented by the students are not yet approved. Reporting for MTV News, I am Donella Hoston.
A candlelight vigil was held on Tuesday evening for Josiah John T. Robinson on BBC Beach, St. George. Over 200 individuals, including family members and friends, gathered, remembering the life of Robinson. The untimely death of Robinson occurred last Sunday on BBC Beach, Montrouge, St. George.
Our brother John T., those of us who were able to interact with him, we will live on the great memories. He is your child. He is the father. He is your son. You made each and every one of us. Who are we to discriminate? Who are we to judge, dear Lord? And so this evening, as we come together to remember him with lit candles, with thoughts, with words, with praise, we pray for your intervention. We pray for peace. And we pray that all will go according to your will. This prayer make in Jesus' name.
According to reports, Robinson, while indulging in what he loves, which is singing, left the bar where he was with friends. Upon the bar closing, he was not seen. However, his body was found the next day. In a press release from the Royal Grenada Police Force, it states that police received reports of a body floating in the sea at BBC Beach, Montrouge, St. George. Upon arrival, officers observed a body lying motionless on the sand. The body was later identified as that of Josiah John T. Robinson, 24-year-old of Beaulieu, St. George. It's the Evening News Wednesday on MTV, and in this week's edition of Health Wise, Chief Medical Officer or CMO Dr. Sean Charles speaks about the high number of acute respiratory infections or ARI for the year thus far.
Since the beginning of this year, the number of cases of acute respiratory infections have been somewhat above what the long-term average or what the expected levels should be. All right, so cases in general for this year have been above what the usual levels, usual levels should be. Now, earlier in the year, we had a spike in cases, all right, and we continue to monitor and we continue to test so that we can understand what the causes are. So we had an initial spike the first quarter, the first 3 months. Then there was a slight lull. Cases did not return entirely to normal, but there was a slight lull, and then we noticed another dramatic rise in cases. Now, earlier in the year, that first increase in cases, all right, were due to a different set of viruses as compared to the second spike. Now, earlier in the year, we noted that a number of common cold viruses, such as rhinovirus and parainfluenza and human metapneumovirus, these are common cold viruses. These cause infections routinely on an annual basis. Many people get over them without any issue. But later on, we had the introduction of the H1N1 influenza and a virus called respiratory syncytial virus. Right? Both of these also cause acute respiratory infection, but the infections that they cause can be a little more severe as compared to the routine common cold viruses. All right. Now, following this, like I said, there was a small lull, maybe at the end of March, and then we noted another spike in cases. All right. From our testing, we were able to identify influenza B. All right, influenza B, and influenza B has been responsible for most of the cold that people calling it the bad cold. They have different names that they're calling it right now. Even though I didn't mention COVID, the thing is COVID has continued to be identified consistently throughout the period. All right, so COVID has always been there. It did not leave us. So we were experiencing cases of COVID, but the detections of COVID were less than these other viruses that I mentioned.
And that's the second segment of the MTV News Wednesday. Regional highlights are next.
Big money, money, money. $3,000 every week for 3 months.
What?
Yes, it's the NLA's Crazy Cash Giveaway Promotion. Every week from April 11th to June 30th, 3 lucky Daily Games customers will randomly win $1,000 each week. Imagine winning as much as $36,000 in 12 weeks.
How?
Spend $12 in a single purchase on Daily Cash 4, Daily Pick 3, or Playway. Look for the words Cash Winner on your tickets to collect $1,000. The more you spend $12 on your favorite daily games, the more chances you have to win. Must be 18 or older to participate. All prizes must be collected by July 7th, 2023. Other terms and conditions apply. See stores for details. NLA, making your dreams come true. Money, money, money.
Important announcement for CIBC First Caribbean customers. Grenada Cooperative Bank Limited invites prospective customers to collect their debit and credit cards, checkbooks, night depository keys and bags, and deposit books at its distribution center located at the GV Steel Conference Room, number 14 Church Street, St. George's. The center will be open from June 19th to July 8th, 2023, operating from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m., Mondays to Fridays, and from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. on Saturdays. You will be required to present a valid photo ID for collection. To avoid any delay in your service, we encourage you to visit Co-op Bank's distribution center at your earliest convenience between June 19th and July 8th, 2023. We look forward to welcoming you home.
At Bailey's Funeral Home, we understand the pain and grief you experience when you suffer the loss of a loved one. For years, we have helped thousands of families get through that difficult time by providing professional funeral services to meet their unique needs. Whether your choice is cremation or burial, call us or come into our new facility on the Carenage and meet with our arrangers in a spacious and comfortable environment. Choose from a wide variety of quality coffins and caskets at prices from as low as $1,900. At Bailey's Funeral Home, we believe that no one should feel overwhelmed or anxious about funeral expenses. So when it's time to plan a funeral, join a burial society, or make pre-arrangements when service and costs matter, call Bailey's Funeral Home at 440-2558 or visit us at baileysfuneralhome.org. Bailey's Funeral Home, still providing the perfect tribute any family can afford.
Notice is hereby given that the 39th Annual General Meeting of Nexa Credit Union Limited will be held at the Crown Ballroom, Radisson Beach Resort, Grand Anse, St. George, with simultaneous streaming on Zoom. The meeting commences at 2 p.m. Tuesday, 27th June 2023 for the following purposes: to receive the report of the Board of Directors and other committees for 2022, to receive the Audit Financial Report for 2022, to elect members to the Board of Directors and other committees, to discuss and approve the budget for 2023, to appoint auditors and fix their remuneration, to act on such matters as may come before the 39th Annual General Meeting. All members are invited to attend either in person or via Zoom. You can register at any branch via telephone 440-1354, using the registration link www.nexacreditunion.com/AGM, or by sending an email to marketing@nexacreditunion.com.
Refer a friend and get $50 cash back for you and $50 cash back for your friend on loans of $3,000 and over at Quartz Ready Cash. Plus, you get flexible payment terms, hassle-free service, and fast approval. All you need is your ID, proof of address, payslip, job letter, and 2 references. Apply now. Visit shopquartz.com. The more friends you refer, the more cash back. What are you waiting for? Make every moment count with a loan from Quartz Ready Cash. We are ready when you are. Conditions apply.
On Saturday, June 24, Bananas Car Park will ignite as Khalifa presents The Crazy Fete.
Old clothes, piece of shoes, water, paint, mask.
Featuring live from the Sister Eye.
2023 Kids Foundation Soca Monarch and Road Match King Technical. Alongside Young Sensation, Tax.
Together with top local artists and DJ. Get your early bird $30 tickets now. Advance 40. You know what I mean? The Crazy Fete. Bananas Car Park. Saturday, June 24th. It's the ultimate mass event. Get those tickets now.
If you're looking for me, you know how they Bananas Car Park.
It's the 4th edition of Hubbard's Live Free for 1 year promotion. Cuatro Punto Cero. It's unbelievably amazing. You can win free fuel, free drinks, cash prizes, free property and vehicular insurance, free cable, TV and internet, free electricity, free coke, free water, free cooking gas, free paint supplies, free passes to Sunshine Promotion events for 2023, free groceries, all for 1 whole year. And every winner receives a lunch package. Be sure to fill out the entry forms and enter it into the marked entry boxes at all Hubbard's departments and at participating outlets. Promotion runs from April 1st to September 30th, 2023. Draws will be held every 2 weeks. Terms and conditions apply.
The third segment of MTV News is brought to you in association with Arise Credit Union. Your financial freedom, your future.
Request, repay, repeat with Ariza's FlexiCredit Evergreen Loan Facility. Qualify for a FlexiCredit with limits up to $25,000 or use your home equity to qualify for more. Extra cash at your fingertips whenever you need it, accessed using your debit card, and managed using AMI, Ariza's mobile internet experience app. FlexiCredit allows you the flexibility to top up to your approved limit any day, anytime. Already a member? Send us a WhatsApp on 423-4987. New members join today to apply. Request, repay, repeat. Use your FlexiCredit for vacations, shopping, wedding, general expenses, and more. Ariza loan terms and conditions apply. Ariza Credit Union. Your financial freedom, your future.
Welcome back. Here now is Clifton James with this evening's Regional Roundup.
Good evening with tonight's MTV Regional Roundup. I am Clifton James. Over in Guyana, attorneys at law Roinsdale Ford, Kimraj Ramjatan, Geeta Chandan Edmund and Amanza Walton Desir have issued a statement calling on the government to refrain from intervening in the ongoing police investigation into the rape allegations against local government minister Nigel Dharamlal. The attorneys emphasised the importance of allowing the legal process to unfold independently and urged the government to respect the principle of separation of powers. More in this HGP TV report.
The call for an impartial probe from the group of lawyers come amid rape allegations of a minor being levied against Minister of Local Government and Regional Development, Nigel Dharamlal. On Monday, the minister proceeded on administrative leave. Hours later, following the launch of an official investigation, Dharamlal presented himself to the Braedam police station in the company of his attorney, Nigel Hughes, and was arrested. He was subsequently placed on $1 million station bail. According to Human Services and Social Security Minister Dr. Vindya Prasad, the Child Care and Protection Agency, CCPA, is also carrying out a full probe into the allegations of sexual misconduct.
A forensic interview report has been compiled and will be submitted. And we are following every protocol that we usually do whenever any such allegation is made. So I will say that much, and we are following it to the letter.
Attorneys at law, Roinsdale Ford, Kimraj Ramjatan, Geeta Chandan Edmund and Amanda Walton Desir were on the picket lines on Monday, lobbying for the government to keep its hands out of the investigations.
Of the citizens in relation to the role that the government is playing through the Commissioner of Police, through the Home Affairs Minister. This is a political office holder who exercises tremendous power, and the President should ensure that he distances himself and his government from it.
In law, an impartial investigation can seamlessly be conducted once there is no undue influence, Geeta Chandan Edmund highlighted.
One that will be free from any sort of undue influence, and that is extremely necessary here, that the investigation is impartial, and I trust that will happen. What I'll say to Minister Ben is allow the investigation to happen. Don't try to influence the process.
Former Security Minister Kimraj Ramjatan reminded that the police force, who are the custodians of public security, should at no point attempt to pervert the course of justice.
The police force sent a superintendent to go take a statement from the girl that she was speaking untruths. The police service commission should call in that superintendent and discipline him. You do not do that in the nature of the circumstances of a little child and sexual offenses.
Antonio Day reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
Liat, the Caribbean airline, has advised customers that there will be changes to its flight operations on Thursday and Friday due to the passage of Tropical Storm Brett. In a statement last evening, Liat said it was reviewing the flight schedule to see which ones will be affected by tropical storm advisories. Dominica, Barbados, St. Lucia and Martinique are under a tropical storm watch. The airline said it would provide a list of affected flights today. Passengers are advised to check their emails or visit the Liat website and social media pages for updates. Passengers who have been affected will be allowed to rebook with all change fees waived. We strongly advise our passengers to contact Liat's call centre for rebooking at 1-268-480-5601 or 5602 if your flight will be affected, the company said. Brett is expected to move across portions of the Lesser Antilles late on Thursday and then move across the Eastern Caribbean Sea on Friday. At 8 a.m. on Wednesday, Brett's maximum sustained winds were near 60 miles per hour, 95 kilometers per hour. The U.S. National Hurricane Center, NHC, expects Brett to strengthen further before it reaches the Caribbean Sea.
This is the MTV Evening News. We'll be back with you after the break.
The third segment of MTV News was brought to you in association with Arise Credit Union. Your financial freedom, your future.
Request, repay, repeat with Arisa's FlexiCredit Evergreen Loan Facility. Qualify for a FlexiCredit with limits up to $25,000 or use your home equity to qualify for more. Extra cash at your fingertips whenever you need it. Accessed using your debit card and managed using AMI, Arisa's mobile internet experience app. FlexiCredit allows you the flexibility to top up to your approved limit any day, anytime. Already a member? Send us a WhatsApp on 423-4987. New members join today to apply. Request, repay, repeat. Use your FlexiCredit for vacations, shopping, wedding, general expenses, and more. Arisa loan terms and conditions apply. Arisa Credit Union. Your financial freedom, your future.
You're watching the MTV Evening News. Sporting highlights are next.
Big money, money, money. $3,000 every week for 3 months.
What?
Yes, it's the NLA's Crazy Cash Giveaway Promotion. Every week from April 11th to June 30th, 3 lucky Daily Games customers will randomly win $1,000 each week. Imagine winning as much as $36,000 in 12 weeks.
How?
Spend $12 in a single purchase on Daily Cash 4, Daily Pick 3, or Playway. Look for the words Cash Winner on your tickets to collect $1,000. The more you spend $12 on your favorite daily games, the more chances you have to win. Must be 18 or older to participate. All prizes must be collected by July 7th, 2023. Other terms and conditions apply. See stores for details. NLA, making your dreams come true. Money, money, money.
In our part of the world, we need to be prepared for natural disasters like storms and hurricanes, even outside of the season. I'm sure you'll agree that keeping our loved ones, homes, and businesses safe is important. So, I came up with a few quick tips to help you stay safe. First, make a family disaster plan and ensure that everyone in your household is familiar and comfortable with it. Remember to add batteries and flashlights to your emergency kit. Don't be caught off guard by natural disasters. Prepare now. For more information, visit grenlec.com.
Scene 2, take 1, and action.
Situationship. No relationship.
I am Mass. I am Mass. The movie. Netflix banned. On Saturday, July 8th, the epic movie saga will continue. Dates open 10 p.m. Showtime midnight. National Stadium. But it's more Mass. I Am Mass 2023. The movie. Netflix banned.
What does it take to be an amazing woman? Lots of me time. Amazing women are classy, fancy, and a little sassy. It's the drink for me. Cheers! Sometimes you've got to show them who's boss. Alpha male? Nah, alpha females are more amazing. Cheers to securing the bag. We make time for ourselves, for work, friends, and we certainly make time for passion. We're simply amazing. Amazing cream liqueur for the amazing woman in you.
It's the 4th edition of Hubbard's Live Free for 1 Year promotion. Cuatro Punto Cero. It's unbelievably amazing. You can win free fuel, free drinks, cash prizes, free property and vehicular insurance, free cable, TV and internet, free electricity, free coke, free water, free cooking gas, free paint supplies, free passes to Sunshine Promotion events for 2023, free groceries, all for 1 whole year. And every winner receives a lunch package. Be sure to fill out the entry forms and enter it into the marked entry boxes at all Hubbard's departments and at participating outlets. Promotion runs from April 1st to September 30th, 2023. Draws will be held every 2 weeks. Terms and conditions apply.
On Saturday, June 24th, Bananas Copper will ignite as Khalifa presents The Crazy Fete.
Old clothes, piece of shoes, water, paint, mask.
Featuring live from the Sister Eye.
2023, Kids Foundation, Soca Monarch and Road Match King. Technical. Alongside Young Sensation, Tax.
Together with top local artists and DJ. Get your early bird $30 tickets now. Advance 40. You know what I mean? The Crazy Fete. Bananas Copper. Saturday, June 24th. It's the ultimate mass event. Get those tickets now.
If you're looking for me, you know how they Bananas Car Park.
GFA has a new medical and physiotherapy room. That story and more coming up in our sporting segment.
The MTV Evening Sports is brought to you in association with Courts, bringing value home.
Special evening to you now, sporting fans. Here's Donella Houston with your highlights.
Good evening, sporting fans. On Tuesday, the Grenada Football Association invited MTV Sports to tour their new state-of-the-art medical and physiotherapy room at the GFA's Secretariat in Queen's Park. Speaking to MTV Sports was Adele Griffith, in-house physiotherapist of the Grenada Football Association's Medical and Physiotherapy Room. Griffith spoke about the type of athletes who can get treated at the facility.
Well, if I call to mind, over the years, it wasn't like this for athletes. Yeah, because, you know, your home, your grandmother using corn stick and these things and them. But the administration, they put a lot into the football players, national as well as clubs and so on. So they have this room here, which facilitated by 3 physios. I'm only one. And we use the machine and them to get them prepared, ready for tournaments as well as back into sports. It's very costly for them. And them getting it free here, they need to use the facilities. On a regular basis, we see mostly ankle injuries and knee injuries. Very rare, we get a lot of groin, hamstring, and quads. But more prevalent is the ankle injuries and knee injuries. As you may see, we have one here, one of our national player with ankle injuries, where she just will get tape up, finish her treatment, and ready to leave.
Griffith said with the medical and physiotherapy room, she is seeing a steady improvement in the athletes' recovery.
Now we have the Premier League, which is clubs and so on. They are seeing athletes like that. Anybody outside of the GFA setting, like the Bush League, where your community doing football, if you sustain injuries or the GFA is not responsible because they are not under the umbrella of GFA. But the Premier League and so on, once GFA sanctioned that, then you come into GFA But you have to come through the manager, head coach, manager to get into here for treatment.
The Grenada Football Association is thrilled to announce that 2 of their young, talented female football players are participating in the prestigious 2023 Sports Visitor Program, Youth Sports and Women's Empowerment, sponsored by the U.S. Department of State in collaboration with FHI 360 Global Connections. The program is taking place from June 21st to July 5th in Princeton and Hightstown, New Jersey. Amelia Bubb, a national under-17 player and member of the senior women's national team, along with Ocean Williams, who was part of the national under-15 girls team last year and now plays for the national under-17 team, departed the island on Monday to participate. The 2023 Sports Visitor Program gathers a total of 49 participants who will engage in both on-field and classroom sessions. This dynamic and experiential sports-based exchange initiative aims to empower female non-elite soccer players by introducing them to American excellence, leadership, and best practices in sports. And that's it for this evening's sports. I am Donella Hosten.
Thank you, Donella, for the latest sporting highlights there. And viewers, of course, when we return, it'll be with the latest public forecast information and then a recap of the main stories.
The MTV Evening Sports was brought to you in association with Quartz, bringing value home.
MTV Weather Report comes to you in association with Grenlec, energizing our Grenada.
Need a quick, convenient way to pay your bills and avoid lines? Use the online banking feature from Republic Bank, First Caribbean, or Co-op Bank. Contact them today to set up your online banking and enjoy 24-hour convenience to make your bill payments. Grenlec, energizing our Grenada.
Good Wednesday evening, viewers. Once again with the nighttime weather forecast and meteorologist Wayne Williams. Well, we continue to track Tropical Storm Brett as it moves closer to the islands of the Eastern Caribbean. Brett is moving a little slower and has moved a bit. The center has moved a bit to the north of Grenada. It is expected to continue over the northern islands. Excuse the shaky hand, but it's expected to continue over the northern islands, bringing storm conditions to the islands from St. Lucia northwards here in Grenada. We do expect rain from that area of cloudiness ahead of that system. We would see some gusty winds also, but the brunt of Brett is expected to miss us. Another low system behind Brett also showing some signs of development. We keep our eyes on that. And then a tropical wave moving again off the coast of Africa. So very busy Atlantic hurricane season so far, and we're only into the third week of the season. The forecast track of Brett takes the center of it north of Grenada. At 5 o'clock this afternoon, the center was located at 13.3 north, 53.9 west. That is about 420 miles east of the southern Windward Islands. Movement is west at 15 miles per hour. The maximum sustained winds have increased from 45 to around 65 miles per hour, and the forecast track takes it to over the Central Islands north of Grenada into the Caribbean Sea, where it is anticipated that it would dissipate by Friday. Still, significant cloudiness can be seen ahead of that system. Will bring showers to the entire Eastern Caribbean during the night time, and as Brett continues to move over the northern islands, more showers, and by Thursday afternoon into Friday we could be seeing an increase in wind speeds. The forecast for Wednesday night: occasional showers with winds coming in from the east-northeast between 10 and 20 miles per hour. The minimum temperature will fall to maybe around 23. The moon is going to set later tonight at 9:36 and rise in the morning at 9:22. Scattered showers remain in the forecast for Thursday, with winds shifting around to become northeasterly between 12 and 24 miles per hour. Choppy seas, the waves are going to start picking up 4 to 7 feet in open waters, and the sun is going to rise at 9:44, set at 6:34. Temperature will climb to around 30. We're going to see a little bit of sunshine also, and it will feel like 31. Showers in Port of Spain, Bridgetown, and also in Kingston. Thunderstorms in Miami. Cloudy conditions continue in New York, London. Again, partly cloudy skies there. As the week progresses, the Friday into Monday, possible showers. Most of the heavy ones are expected between Friday and Sunday. On Monday and Tuesday, 1 or 2 residual ones, but we are keeping our eyes on that next system behind Brett. As it approaches the islands, if it intensifies, we could be seeing more showers during the start of the next work week. That is it for me for Wednesday night, folks. Have yourself a great night. Stay safe and join me again on Thursday.
MTV Weather Report was brought to you in association with Grenlec, energizing our Grenada.
And now to end the news, a recap of the headlines. Jaheim George is assisting police with investigations surrounding the death of Rickelson Toussaint. A decrease in dengue cases recorded. Grenadian citizens to receive expedited visa processing for Canada. And in sport, the GFA has been furnished with a new medical and physiotherapy room. We've had details to those and other stories a look to at the public forecast information right here on the MTV News for Wednesday. And so now on behalf of the news and production departments, I'm Tony Julian. We all thank you for viewing and wish you a good night.
Matnik. We praise you for all the ways in which you have guided and sustained us through the changing scenes that have marked the existence of this nation, especially the experiences that have enabled growth, development, and understanding of who we are and where you are leading this tri-island state. We lift up to you in a very special way the Honorable Dickon Mitchell and his government, and give you thanks for the way in which you have equipped them for the task of leading your people of this blessed land. We bless you for all that they have been able to achieve thus far. As they chart the way forward, may they do so with godly wisdom, integrity, justice, and may all that they do aid the all-round development and advancement of this blessed land. Grant us, O Lord, as your people, the grace to set aside all differences as we seek to collectively shoulder the responsibility of nation building. As this nation forges ahead into the future, we pray that the goodwill, peace, and prosperity of all Grenadians will indeed be the hallmark of the service of this government. We commit this evening's activity to you, for we pray in Jesus' name. Amen. Amen.
Please remain standing for the national anthem. I will invite Mr. Jeremy Otley from the New Dimensions Steel Orchestra. You may have your seats. Well, like a certain minister representing the South, he calls it the Great South. This evening, I would like to invite our representative for this year's Carnival Queen competition, Miss St. George, Miss Deja Bernard.
Good evening, and a warm welcome to the esteemed gathering we have here today, as we commemorate the 1-year anniversary of our government's leadership. My name is Deja Bernard, and I will be proudly representing the parish of St. George in this year's National Carnival Queen pageant on August 6th. Tonight, I am honored to welcome you to this national address that not only celebrates the accomplishments of our government, but also serves as an inspiration for the next generation to dream big, aim high, and contribute to the continued progress of our beloved country. In the past year, our nation has witnessed the transformative power of unity, inclusivity, and the determination of our government to empower every citizen. As we listen to the national address by Prime Minister the Honorable Dickon Mitchell tonight, I invite you to be inspired by the stories of progress, the vision for a better tomorrow, and the call to action that resonates within each of us. May each achievement serve as a reminder of the immense potential we hold within ourselves to contribute to the continued growth and development of our great nation. Once again, welcome, and thank you for joining us on this momentous occasion. May we continue to work together for a brighter tomorrow for Grenada. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I would like to invite now Ms. Shireen Brazan, who will give us a little bit of treat in a cultural item. Ms. Brazan, the microphone is yours.
Good evening, everyone. I wanna leave my footprints on the sands of time. Know that there was something that I left behind. When I leave this world, I'll leave no regrets. Leave something to remember, so they won't forget I was here. And I lived and I loved, I was here. And I did and I've done everything that I wanted. It was more than I thought it would be. I will leave my mark so everyone will know I was here. I wanna say I lived each day until I died. Know that I meant something in somebody's lives. The hearts I have touched would be the proof that I leave, that I made a difference, and this world would see I was here. And I lived and I loved, I was here. did, and I've done everything that I wanted. It was more than I thought it would be. I will leave my mark so everyone will know I was here. And I lived and I loved, I was here. And I did, and I've done everything that I wanted. It was more than I thought it would be. I will leave my mark so everyone will know I was here. Just wanna let them know that I gave my all, did my best, brought someone some happiness, made this world a little better just because I was here. And I lived and I loved, I was here. And I did and I've done everything that I wanted. It was more than I thought it would be. I will leave my mark so everyone will know I was here. And I lived and I loved, I was here. And I did and I've done everything that I wanted. It was more than I thought it would be. I will leave my mark so everyone will know I was here. I was here. I was here. I was here. Thank you.
Grenada is full of talent. Let's give her another round of applause. Thank you, Ms. Brazan. Wow. Okay, and now the moment we've all been waiting for, the national address by Prime Minister Honorable Dickon Mitchell. Welcome, sir.
Thank you. Thank you very much. 1 year on, I might be more nervous than I was 1 year ago. Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, and fellow citizens of Grenada, it is my great honor to welcome you to this celebration of 1 year of transformational progress. This evening, I invite you to join me as we reflect on the remarkable journey we have taken together since June 23rd, 2022, and to allow yourselves to envision the endless possibilities of the future that we can create together. 12 months ago, you, the people of Grenada, Carriacou, and Petite Martinique, gave our government the mandate to transform our beloved nation, to disrupt the status quo, refocus our priorities, and reimagine the future that we collectively want for Grenada. For our team, this opportunity to effect positive change in our communities is a privilege we hoped for, that many of us prayed for, and one that I can assure you, my cabinet ministers and I take very seriously. From the onset, our ambitions for Grenada were high. In fact, we often faced criticism because many thought that our aspirations were too high and may not be attainable. But we were resolute in our belief that you only get back what you invest. If we are not prepared to invest in our people, in our physical and digital infrastructure, and in our resilience as a small island state that is inherently vulnerable to the effects of climate change, then we are not prepared to govern in the 21st century. We would be doing a disservice to you, our people, and to future generations of Grenadians. We therefore set out to create a government that would listen to the citizens, actively endeavor to understand the needs expressed by our people, and work towards attainable solutions. Tonight, I stand before you with pride and, more importantly, hope, for we have made significant strides towards this vision. Building a strong foundation. Upon assuming office, it was clear that we would have an uphill climb. The key cornerstones necessary for the development of a prosperous nation, such as a robust healthcare system, effective education models, and accessible and reliable digital infrastructure, were woefully lacking. We also inherited a workforce that, understandably and unfortunately, had grown disheartened by a lack of compassion and, in some cases, gross disrespect over the course of many years. We therefore knew that improving labor relations and regaining the trust of our nation's workforce would be one of the first orders of business as we embarked on this journey that would require all hands on deck. A major milestone in this first year was the payment of the retroactive pensions and gratuity, which was a campaign promise that we were keen to bring to fruition as soon as possible. Our people, our workers, who gave so much of their lives to building our nation, deserved better. The payment of pensions and gratuity pumped approximately $75 million into the economy, which arguably is the single largest transfer of wealth from the states to the citizens of Grenada in Grenada's post-independence history. This payment did not bankrupt our economy, as we have seen, but has instead allowed many of our pensioners who were regrettably plunged into poverty after retiring to support themselves once more and to feel proud of their years of service to Grenada. In the same vein, we were eager to pay our teachers their salaries that were docked since 2018. After just 1 month in office, on July 29, 2022, we actioned the payment of $1.2 million in dock salaries to 1,721 teachers and other public workers. During the course of the year, we also approved an honorarium for nurses of $500 per month or $6,000 per year until we can improve their working conditions. In this first year, we have also had record signings of salary and wage increase agreements with trade unions and bargaining entities, signing 4%, 4%, and 5% for the years 2023, 2024, and 2025 respectively, with the Grenada Union of Teachers, the Grenada Manual, Maritime, and Intellectual Workers Union, the Royal Grenada Police Force Negotiating Team, and the Prison Officers Welfare Association. These unions and bargaining agents represent more than half of the public service. We have also recently had word that the Bank and General Workers Union has indicated an intention to sign, and we hope that the outstanding bargaining entity, the Public Workers Union, would soon come to the table and reach agreement. Citizens, we are extremely pleased with the cordial and respectful manner of the negotiations. Having witnessed the struggles of our workers in the past years, under this administration, we will seek to bring all salary and wage increases up to date and set time frames for future increases. This will allow our workers to budget and plan their expenses accordingly. Another major milestone in this first year was the implementation of the bi-monthly payments for all government workers and pensioners. We expect that by September of this year, that all statutory bodies, government and state-owned entities will do the same. And while we have achieved significant progress in the ambit of our labor relations, we recognize that there is still much to be done. The matters of the regularization of workers and pension reform are still high on the government's agenda. I'm happy to report that the draft regularization framework is now at an advanced stage, with rollout expected in the latter half of this year and the start of 2024. And the Pension Reform Committee is actively working on a new public service pension plan, which should be completed by January of 2024. Nationwide consultations on the minimum wage, with a view to amending the minimum wage order, are still underway. And I call on the unions to display more leadership in these discussions. Strengthening our economy. A prosperous Grenada, Carriacou, and Petite Martinique requires a healthy economy, fueled by a thriving private sector. In the past year, we have taken bold steps to bolster our economy and create a fertile environment for investment and entrepreneurship. We reimagined the COVID-19 Economic Support Secretariat, or the CES grant, to provide real opportunities for entrepreneurs or aspiring entrepreneurs to take their business ideas to the next level. The response from our citizens was overwhelming, highlighting a keen interest amongst Grenadians to delve into the world of entrepreneurship. Under this initiative, we were able to provide 506 micro, small, and medium enterprises grants of up to a maximum of $30,000 to invest in their businesses, totaling an amount of $8.3 million. Other areas of business support provided by the government in this first year include grants from the Rural Development Unit amounting to over $500,000 and loans amounting to approximately $9 million through a partnership with the Grenada Development Bank. Additionally, we reduced the government fees required to start a business from $1,200 to $600. Strengthening our relations with international funding agencies. Though our ideal vision for Grenada is one where we can support our own development initiatives, we accept that we are not there yet, and therefore require the support of various international lending agencies to meet our obligations. A review of our financial standing and the implementation rates on the many projects and initiatives that our lenders entrusted to us were managed lukewarm at best, and in many cases, utterly shameful. It was not surprising that upon entering office, that we were advised by several development partners and funding agencies that Grenada was on the verge of losing major projects, totaling millions of dollars. I take this opportunity to commend our Minister of Mobilization, Implementation, and Transformation, the MP for the Great South, who truly mobilized efforts to renegotiate these contracts to ensure that the people of Grenada, Carriacou, and Petite Martinique would not lose the benefits of these transformational projects. The OECS Tourism Competitiveness Project is one such initiative. This project, which seeks to revitalize Fort George, was 6 years old, and the implementation rate was 0. We can now proudly report, 1 year in, that this project currently has an implementation rate of 63%. Other projects that we were able to successfully renegotiate include the Digital Governance for Resilience, or DG4R project, which seeks to help public officers adapt to the digital era with a focus on sustainable economic growth and development. The much talked about United Kingdom Caribbean Infrastructure Partnership Fund, or UK CIF facility, for the implementation of the capital phase of the Southern St. George Water Supply Expansion Project, and the Climate Resilient Agriculture for Integrated Landscape Management Project, which seeks to ensure sustainable agricultural practices. To date, the implementation rate of the Ministry of Mobilization, Implementation, and Transformation stands at 87%. I was going to ask for a round of applause. In addition to our proactive efforts to repair our professional relations with development partners and regain their trust as a responsible borrower, We have sought to repair Grenada's ailing financial standing with lending institutions, which has resulted in a credit rating of selected default due to long-standing arrears to Libya, Algeria, and Trinidad and Tobago. Within 4 months of assuming office, we were able to successfully negotiate the repayment of arrears owing to the state of Libya in the amount of $13.1 million. And we are in ongoing negotiations with Algeria and the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago to resolve these long outstanding debts. Additionally, our administration continues to seek new avenues of beneficial partners for Grenada's development agenda. To this end, we have entered a partnership with the Afrexim Bank to strengthen trade and investment links between Africa and the CARICOM member states, with potential significant funding available specifically to Grenada. We are also at an advanced stage of negotiations with the Saudi Development Fund towards development of a transformational climate-smart infrastructure program, and we intend to join CAF, the Green Bank of Latin America and the Caribbean, within the coming weeks. Increasing investment. Through strategic policies and initiatives, we have attracted both local and foreign investors, targeting stimulated growth in key sectors such as health, tourism, agriculture, renewable energy, and the creative economy. Also of note in the investment sector is the increased interest by Grenadians in the diaspora to invest locally, especially in the healthcare sector. These endeavors are wholly welcome by our administration, and we encourage more Grenadians in the diaspora to explore opportunities at home. One of the major drivers of investment is our Citizenship by Investment, or CBI program, which contributes significantly to Grenada's overall development. The program serves as an economic buffer, especially during external shocks such as hurricanes and other natural disasters and health emergencies, such as the COVID-19 pandemic. Our CBI program's performance has improved year on year. In the first 3 months of 2023, we have seen an 89% increase in revenue earned from Citizenship by Investment compared to the same period in 2022. And in absolute numbers, $56.7 million compared with $30 million same period last year. However, we continue to work with all stakeholders, including regional and international agencies, to adapt and develop the necessary standards, regulations, and internal control systems to reduce the risk profile of the CBI program and mitigate existing risk on an ongoing basis. These economic initiatives have already or will translate into new job opportunities for our people, empowering our citizens to build better lives for themselves and their families. Setting the stage for true transformation. Our commitments and focus over this past year went beyond economic prosperity. We sought to lay the foundation and the building blocks for a society that is rooted in equality and empowerment, where every citizen has a real opportunity to realize their full potential. And this takes me to my favorite subject, education. In this past year, we were able to move the needle on some urgent initiatives, such as the removal of school fees and the recent introduction of universal secondary education to ensure that our children are not leaving school before they are adequately prepared to effectively contribute to society as adults. Additionally, the first steps on the move to close the gap between the skills needed in our society and those offered in schools have been taken, with skills training being reintroduced from the primary school level. Social assistance. We have begun the work needed to clean up the social assistance programs to ensure that abuse within the system is reduced and to ensure that individuals who genuinely need state assistance are the ones who receive it. The Support for Empowerment, Education and Development, or more commonly called SEED, recertification exercise is still underway. However, with the savings derived from the elimination of errors thus far, we were able to add 500 new cases to the SEED program in April 2023. Moreover, we have expanded the program to include Carriacou and Petite Martinique for the first time. Affordable housing units, which were graciously donated to the people of Grenada by the government and people of the Republic of China, have been retrofitted and upgraded by our team to include cabinetry for kitchens and closets, which will further improve the living comfort of beneficiaries. We expect to hand over 647 units starting in July of 2023. Our promise to make internet connectivity more widely available as part of the government's digital literacy drive will soon be a reality with our recent partnership with Flow on the JUMP program, which will see the introduction of free Wi-Fi in public recreational spaces, and importantly, 1,500 unconnected Grenadian households will benefit from subsidized internet broadband, paying only $20 per month. Healthcare. We are at an advanced stage of negotiations to acquire 90 acres of land for a new hospital in the Calavini area. With completion of this process expected in the coming weeks. This property is envisioned to house Grenada's modern, state-of-the-art teaching hospital, but will also be designed to encourage the development of specialized private health clinics and health-related enterprises within the campus. Agriculture and the marine industry. In agriculture, we arrested the difficult situation at the Marketing and National Importing Board. And the restructuring is currently underway, with plans to reopen later this year as a public-private partnership. The construction of the modern Windward Fish Center and Jetty, which recently began in Carriacou, also serves as an integral part of government's plans to make Carriacou and Petite Martinique hubs for Grenada's marine industry. The environment, renewable energy. In this first year, we have begun investigations into viable alternative energy sources for Grenada. To date, we have identified 5 potential sites for solar and wind farms, and work is ongoing for geothermal energy. To ensure continued protection of our environment, especially the coast, the Climate Smart Infrastructure Program will seek to address the coastal damage across the island. Additionally, noteworthy initiatives include the introduction of color-coded recycling bins by the Grenada Solid Waste Management Authority to begin the process of waste separation. We continue exploration into the potential use of the sargassum seaweed for biofuel and the introduction of a ban on printing in government offices to no more than 5 pages, which will evolve into a complete ban on printing by next year. The creative industries. Finally, in the creative sector, we launched the Grenada Office of Creative Affairs, or GOCA, this year, which serves as the primary administrative home for the creative economy, with the core objective of championing, connecting, supporting, and investing in creative people and businesses. Through GOCA, we hosted Grenada's first ever cultural and creative industries conference, Unleash. Perhaps I was saving the best for last because this transformational conference was the embodiment of the potential that we have in Grenada for excellence. Building the future of Grenada. Citizens, the ability to move the needle on so many projects, in so many different sectors, during this first year was indeed inspirational, but it highlighted the fact that we have so much further to go. My friends, we have only begun to scratch the surface of the possibilities that exist in Grenada, Carriacou, and Petite Martinique. The transformation we seek will require us to make decisive choices for our nation's future. Bold decisions which would affect our trajectory for the next 25 years. Do we continue to invest in fossil fuels? Or do we make the decision now to commit to renewable energy and invest instead in wind and solar farms? Carriacou and Petite Martinique provide an ideal location to test the feasibility of this avenue. Do we continue to educate our nation's youth in the way we have been educated for centuries, static, in a standard classroom? Or do we invest in technology now that helps our students to be at the forefront of advancement in artificial intelligence? Do we continue to limp along with a broken healthcare system? Or do we invest in a modern teaching hospital, health tourism, national health insurance, and better terms and conditions of employment and service for our healthcare practitioners? Do we continue to import vehicles burning gasoline and diesel being cheaply dumped on us? Or do we pivot and purchase electric vehicles that are environmentally friendly and suited to our geography and our climate? The same applies to our approach to agriculture, fishing, and many other aspects of our nation. These are the nature of the questions and the decisions that we intend to address soon. And so, I ask that you ponder these questions extensively, especially our young people, so that we may have meaningful consultations on these matters in the coming months. We would like to hear your boldest ideas for the future of our beloved homeland. Let your imaginations roam freely. In the words of Albert Einstein, imagination is more important than knowledge. Knowledge is limited. Imagination encircles the world. It is that imagination that led to Grenada being declared an independent nation almost 50 years ago. As we approach this important and privileged milestone, we must once again find that imagination to allow for greater achievement for the next 50 years. I take this opportunity to announce that a special select committee of persons led by Dr. Wendy Crawford, and which includes a representative from each parish, have been appointed to organize and manage Grenada's 50th independence celebrations. The celebrations will commence in earnest in September 2023 and will span the entire year of 2024. And as part of our Golden Jubilee, I'm happy to report that Cabinet has approved and made a request to the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank, or ECCB, to have the bank issue a special celebratory commemorative 50 EC dollar note to mark Grenada's 50th year of independence. We expect and anticipate that the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank Council, which will be meeting in July, will agree and approve the request. In concluding, throughout this past year, we have witnessed the transformative power of unity and determination. We have seen how the spirit of collaboration and community can break down barriers and forge new paths to progress. I extend sincere gratitude to every citizen of Grenada, Carriacou, and Petite Martinique for believing in our vision and for giving our team the opportunity to serve. I also thank every citizen who reached out over this past year to offer advice, to let us know when you thought we were doing well, and even when you thought we were going off track, because this helps to ensure that we are better in the future. We are even more convinced now, 1 year in, that as a people, we can achieve any goal if we work together. I ask that you continue to support our initiatives We look forward to continued engagements through town hall meetings, constituency visits, and community walkabouts. May the connections that we have fostered in this first year only grow from strength to strength in the years ahead. We are in this together. The work has just begun, and we remain ready, and we remain ready, and we remain ready with our boots on the ground. Thank you, good night, and may God continue to bless Grenada.
If you're not inspired after this address, then I don't know what will inspire you. Let's give the Prime Minister another round of applause. Now, Prime Minister, the next item is actually a treat for you. During his interview with the Government Information Service, which airs on Friday, recapping government's first year in office, he mentioned that he has a favorite song. So tonight, I will re-invite again our panelist so that he may play that song in dedication to you, Prime Minister. Please, everyone, enjoy. Mr. Jeremy Otley, New Dimensions. Thank you so very much, sir. Thank you. Well, this is where we pull the curtains down on this evening's proceedings. I want to thank everyone for being here, for supporting the Prime Minister tonight in his national address. Thank you so very much. Yes? I want to also extend a special invitation to you. Tomorrow, government will have its national town hall at the Grenville Secondary School. Be there from 4 p.m. You do not want to miss the booth displays. A number of private and public agencies and organizations are going to have booths up there. If you're a teacher and you're in the audience, bring your students by. It's going to be a very nice opportunity to find out how government works and some of the opportunities that exist for everyone. So I want to thank you again for being here. Do join us for a little cocktail. It's going to be just outside the glass doors, so do not leave just yet. Thank you again and have a good night. Safe journey home. Thank you.